Today we can definitively say that the Gaddafi regime has come to an end. The last major regime strongholds have fallen. The new government is consolidating the control over the country.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Did it have anything to do with your visit?
No, I'm sure it did. They're going to be captured or killed.
Democratic Jewish state between Israel and the United States.
The desert is blooming again, and we can be so proud.
Iran is the largest supporter of terrorism in the world today.
Out of sight and out of touch.
That's pretty humorous, Dave.
While more speculation has been raised on the reasons for NATO's intervention in Libya. And as RT's Laura Emmett reports, the organisation may have been trying to prevent Gaddafi from burying the American buck.
According to some, it's about protecting civilians.
We must not tolerate this regime using military force against its own people.
Others say it's about oil.
The only reason they're interested with Libya is about the oil. You think we'd be in Iraq if the major export there was broccoli?
But some are convinced intervention in Libya is all about currency, specifically Gaddafi's plan to introduce the gold dinar, a single African currency made from gold, a true sharing of the wealth.
It's one of these things that you have to plan almost in secret, because as soon as you say you're going to change over from the dollar to something else, you're going to be targeted. There were two conferences on this. One in 96 and another one in the year 2000, called the World Mataba Conference, organized by Gaddafi. And everybody was interested, and I think most countries in Africa were keen.
Gaddafi didn't give up. In the months leading up to the military intervention, he called on African and Muslim nations to join together to create this new currency that would rival the dollar and euro. They would sell oil and other resources around the world only for gold dinars. It's an idea that would shift the economic balance of the world. Countries' wealth would depend on how much gold they have, not how many dollars they trade. And Libya has 144 tons of gold. The UK has double that, but 10 times the population.
If Gaddafi had an intent to try to reprice his oil or whatever else the country was selling in the global markets and accept something else as a currency, or maybe launch a gold dinar currency, any move such as that would certainly not be welcomed by the power elite today who are responsible for controlling the world's central banks. So yes, that would certainly be something that would cause his immediate dismissal and the need for other reasons to be brought forth for removing him from power.
It's happened before. In 2000, Saddam Hussein announced Iraqi oil would be traded in euros, not dollars. Sanctions and an invasion followed. Some say because the Americans were desperate to prevent OPEC from transferring oil trading in all its member countries to the euro.
The UK's gold is kept here in a secure vault somewhere in the depths of the Bank of England. As in most developed countries, there's not enough to go around. But that's not the case in places like Libya and many of the Gulf states. A gold dinar would have given oil-rich African and Middle Eastern countries the power to turn around to their energy-hungry customers and say, sorry, the price has gone up and we want gold. Some say the US and its NATO allies literally couldn't afford to let that happen. Laura Emmett, RT, London.
Now, since NATO's intervention in Libya to topple Colonel Gaddafi in 2011, the country has suffered instability and political chaos. Hillary Clinton, who was the US Secretary of State at the time, though, thinks she knows who is to blame for the failed effort to bring democracy to the country.
Those are the decisions that are made by the president. We did try, without success because of the Libyans' obstruction to our efforts. Because of the Libyans' obstruction to our efforts.
We are standing with the people of Libya, and we will not waver in our efforts to protect them.
As we came, we saw, he died.
in Libya. The U.S. intelligence community has said it's around 4,000 to 6,000. It is probably about doubled in the last 12 to 18 months.
Because of the Libyans' obstruction to our efforts.
When something bad happens, hey, it's those other guys, it wasn't I. Well, this is, so yes, she's grabbed onto Obama's ankle and hugged it tight. But if the polls start to show that he's trouble for her, then of course he's over the side. So that's the way she operates. That's the way Bill Clinton operated. If we want to put this in legal terms, she was an accessory before, during, and after the fact. Yes, Obama had the final decision. She was egging him on. She was cheering him on. She was pressuring him, and she went right along with it. One of the great things about this election, all American foreign policy is being questioned for the first time in quite a while, and that's all to the good. The trouble with NATO, the trouble with U.S. bases all over the place, the trouble with U.S. troops all over the place. Maybe we're going to end some of that. We can all keep our fingers crossed anyway.
Protesters clashing with police this week outside the Libyan embassy in Paris. They were driven to protest by the revelation that some immigrants and refugees in Libya are being traded and sold as slaves.
700. 700?
Hidden camera footage obtained by CNN shows the auctioneer boasting big, strong boys for farm work.
Off camera, someone asks, what happened to the ones from Niger? Sold off, he's told.
Thousands of desperate people from across sub-Saharan Africa routinely pour through Libya's borders, hoping to make it to Europe. But a clampdown on boats crossing the Mediterranean has meant smugglers are looking for new ways to offload their human cargo.
I honestly don't know what to say. That was probably one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen.
CNN senior international correspondent Nema El-Bagher is part of the team that investigated this story in Libya and broadcast it around the world. Nema, incredible reporting. I mean, it's really something to watch, and so I can only imagine what it was like to watch it in person. As we see you physically walk up to this auction, why did the auctioneers believe that you were there?
Well, as they understood it, we were there looking for someone. I'm from Sudan, and I speak Arabic, so I was able to say that I thought that I had heard a Sudanese accent amongst the men that were being sold. But I think it also speaks to a bigger point, which is that actually the degree of brazenness amongst these people is extraordinary, and that's, of course, because of the security situation in Libya. So while they were a little perturbed to see two women, myself and my producer, Raja Razik, walk in, the reality is they weren't afraid. And I think in a way that's almost even more horrifying. They didn't feel the need to stop what they were doing. So while our cover story allowed us to be able to speak with them and get them on record admitting that this was an auction and getting them to describe how many people they'd sold and where these people were from, realistically, I'm not even sure we really needed a cover story to be able to get in there.
We see your reaction afterward as you talk to camera, just sort of, I think, shocked yourself that this has unfolded in front of you. Tell us more about what that was like, because you've covered a number of stories around Africa that many people would find difficult. This one, though, seemed to really catch you.
I think it's probably very different being in a situation where it's a front line or, there's an active conflict going on, and that's usually where you tend to see some of the more horrible things. That, in a way, is almost more easy to process. It is so much more difficult to see that level of just utter inhumanity, the reality that people will make money in any ways they can, no matter what the cost is, and they will rationalize why they're doing this and what it means to the people that are caught there. And when you speak to those who are more tangential, not the actual auctioneers, but are more tangential to the entire smuggling trade, they seem to feel like they're actually providing a service. These people want to get to Europe, and we're getting them to Europe. And I think for me, that was what was really shocking. The mental hoops that we will jump through to justify the things that we do to each other.
وثبت أن ما فيه ديمقراطية هناك، بل هناك دكتاتورية لا تختلف أبدا عن دكتاتورية هتلر أو نابليون أو موسوليني أو جنكيز خان أو اسكندر إلى آخر الطغاة. بأمر رئاسي يقال هكذا في عهد ريغن المجنون، يقال بأمر رئاسي أصدر الرئيس الأمريكي ريغن أمر رئاسي بالحرب مثلا، أمر رئاسي بمحاصرة ليبيا، أمر رئاسي بمقاطعة ليبيا، أمر رئاسي بعمل كذا كذا. هل هذه ليست دكتاتورية؟ هذه ديمقراطية. الآن انتخابات أمريكية، طلع مواطن أسود أصله من كينيا، إفريقي ومسلم، وكان يدرس في مدرسة إسلامية في إندونيسيا، اسمه أوباما. والناس كلهم صفقوا لهذه الشخصية في الوطن العربي وفي العالم الإسلامي وفي إفريقيا، واستبشروا بخير وصفقوا له وصلوا من أجله ودعوا له بالنجاح، وربما يكونوا قد دخلوا حتى في حملات التبرع الشرعية لتمكينه من الفوز في رئاسة أمريكا. لكن فوجئنا بأن أخانا وشقيقنا الأفريقي الكيني الأمريكي الجنسية يطلع بتصريحات صدمت كل مؤيديه في العالم العربي وفي إفريقيا وفي العالم الإسلامي. نحن نتمنى وربما تكون هكذا ان هي مجرد زي ما يقولوا في مصر كوزيون انتخابي، هذه مناسبة انتخابية، ان كذبة انتخابية باش تعرفوا مهزلة الانتخابات، ان الواحد يكذب على الناس لكي يعطوه اصواتها، وبعد ياتي التطبيق وينجح يقولون له انت وعدت بكذا بكذا، يقولون لا هذه دعاية انتخابية. شوفوا مهزلة، هذه الديمقراطية، لا هذه دعاية انتخابية، فاكرينها جد، فاكرينها مضبوط، نضحك عليكم اللي باخذ اصواتكم. ان شاء الله هي تكون هكذا مجرد دعاية انتخابية. لكن كونك هو يقول ان القدس سأعملها عاصمة الى الابد للاسرائيليين، هذا يدل على انه هو ان اخانا اوباما يجهل السياسة الدولية وما هوش مطلع على ملف الصراع في الشرق الأوسط. كنا نعتقد أنه يقول أنا قررت إذا نجحت سوف أفتش مفاعل ديمونة لأتأكد من القنابل الذرية ومن أسلحة الدمار الشامل الأخرى عند الإسرائيليين، نبغى نتأكد منها ويدير قرار مثل هذا. لكن لابد أنه عندما فكر في هذا، لابد أنه فكر عندما كان يتكلم عن إيران برنامجها النووي، لابد أن تكون أمام ديمونة بكل تأكيد. لكن لما تكون قدام ديمونة لابد أن يكون قدام مصير سلفه كندي الذي قرر أن يفتش مفاعل ديمونة وأصر على التفتيش ليتأكد من أنه يصنع أسلحة ذرية وإلا لا. ورفض الإسرائيليون، وأخيرا أصر هو على التفتيش. كان المخرج من هذه الأزمة هو استقالة بن غوريون، استقال حتى لا يوافق على تفتيش مفاعل ديمونة، وأعطى الضوء الأخضر بقتل كندي، وهكذا قتل كندي بسبب مفاعل ديمونة وإصراره على تفتيشه. بسبب إصراره على تفتيشه قتل كندي. لابد أن أوباما أمام هذه الصورة، وبالتالي لابد أنه كان يريد أن يتكلم على هذا ولكنه يتراجع. كنا نتوقع منه أن يقول أني سأطبق إذا نجحت فكرة الدولة الواحدة إسراطين الموجودة في الكتاب الأبيض للقذافي، أن هذه الفكرة هي الفكرة اللي فيها الحل الجذري والتاريخي والنهائي، وأنه مستحيل إقامة دولتين قسميتين في هذه المنطقة. أي دولة عمق 15 كيلومتر، ما يسمى بإسرائيل الآن عمق 15 كيلومتر، أي دولة هذه. أمام 5 ملايين من الفلسطينيين. كنا نتوقع أن يقول ملايين اللاجئين الفلسطينيين قررت أن أرجعهم لأرض فلسطين التي طردوا منها عام 48 وعام 67. هذا هو التغيير الذي تصفق له الشعوب ويده الشعب الأمريكي والشعب الأسود في أمريكا. كنا نعتقد أن يقول أني أعمل من أجل استقلال الأمة الكردية وتوحيدها، ولا بد أن تحتل في الشرق الأدنى مكانة تحت الشمس وفوق الأرض الأمة الكردية الممزقة المعذبة المضطهدة المستعمرة من الكل. كان يجب أن يقف إلى جانبها، لا يقف مع العملاء ويضحي بمصير الأمة الكردية. هذا التغيير والخوف، كل الخوف هو ان هذا الكلام في وقت اقول ان الاسود يشعر بالنقص، عقده النقص. هذا شيء خطير. اذا كان اخونا اوباما شعر بانه هو اسود وانه ليس له الحق في ان يحكم امريكا، هذه المصيبه الكبيره، لان هذا الشعور خطير جدا يجعله يتصرف ابيض اكثر من البيض، ويبالغ في اضطهاد السود واحتقارهم. نحن نقول له يا أخي الأسود والأبيض في أمريكا متساويين، كلهم مهاجرين. أمريكا ليست للبيض ولا للسود، أمريكا للهنود والحمر سكانها الأصليين. جاء الأبيض وجاء الأسود، إذا الأبيض والأسود في أمريكا متساويين، ومن حق أوباما أن يرفع راسه ويقول أنا شريك في أمريكا. أمريكا أرضي مثل ما أرضكم أنتم، إذا كان ما يش أرضي حتى أنتم ليست أرضكم، أرض الهنود والحمر. أنتم مهاجرون نحن مهاجرون. لكن ما زلنا احنا نامل ان الاسود هذا يكون معتز بافريقيته وباسلامه وبعقيدته، وانه صاحب حق في امريكا، وان يغير امريكا من الشر الى الخير، وان تقيم العلاقات اللي تخدم امريكا مع الشعوب الاخرى خاصه مع العرب.